Hey, how's everyone doing? Once again, this is Tyrone Jones with the Construction Entrepreneur School and Services. Today or tonight, about 10 p.m. tonight on a Wednesday, what I want to talk about today is um, your bid hit ratio. Right? Is your bid hit ratio okay? So let's position this up here. Okay, because I got a few notes here. All right, so your bid hit ratio is the ratio compared to jobs you bid on to compared to jobs that of the ones you're bidding on to compared to the jobs you land. Okay, so if your bid hit ratio is 5 to 1, right, that means that you have landed um, 5 jobs out of that one job. For every 5 jobs you bid on, you land one. Okay, so 5 to 1 is your bid hit ratio. Um, I ask a lot of contractors because estimating is a large part of the business. I ask a lot of contractors, what is your bid hit ratio? Right? Do you know what your bid hit ratio is? Do you keep track of your bid hit ratio? How do you use it? Right? What is it beneficial for? Where can you apply it to improve your sales, your bottom line? How can you increase your sales by 20 to 30% by focusing on your bid hit ratio? No one really knows. I mean, there is a high percentage of contractors, at least 50 to 60%, that know nothing about what I'm talking about. And the ones that do know, they know of it, but 30% of that, they don't even know how to track it or what it's even used for or how to apply it. And it's almost as if you don't do it, you're missing out on a large part of this contracting business, right? So you should be tracking what your estimators are landing. They're not perfect, okay? They're not price geniuses, okay? So it happens. It can tell you what customer you should be going after. It can tell you, what customer you're landing more work with. It can tell you the type of work that's better for you to go after as a company. It can just break down. I can just continue to break this thing down into subcategories. But one thing you want to do is to start keep track of the your bid hit ratio, right? And a lot of us keep track dealing with the type of industry that we're in. Now we're talking about the construction industry, but those construction industry, we got commercial, we got industrial, we got public works, right? We got bid versus negotiated type jobs. We got plans and specs versus design built type jobs. It all depends on what type of market that you're in, on how you're going to focus to get to that ratio, right? Your bid hit ratio, right? Um, and then you can also find trends once you start to hone down on this process and get these ratios out. You can find out where the trends are at, okay? And you can determine a lot by this bid hit ratio. And then you have to find out what's the right ratio for the work that you're in, right? What is that right ratio? Some people as low as 2 to 1. So for every 2 jobs they bid on, they land one job. Now, if you're doing something like that, those are most likely high dollar jobs, okay? Because you need that to last a lot longer. The dollar amount needs to be a lot higher because you're only bidding on 1 or 2 jobs there over a 6 month to a year period of time, right? That's what you're tracking, and then you can go as high as 35 to 1, right? Which is probably now. I was going to say 35 to 1 is probably dealing with a lot of maintenance work, right? But if you're doing maintenance work, you should be looking at developing relationships and figuring out what customer is going to give you a lower bid hit ratio then as high as 35-1, right? That means for every 35 jobs you bid on, you land one job. That's not great. I don't care what industry you're in. You don't want to be facing those odds, right? You want to, if it is a common thing in your industry to be as high as that, you want to bring that number down by probably developing stronger relationships with your customers, and probably getting your customers into some contracts, which will probably have them paying a lot cheaper, and bring a little bit more revenue and steady revenue into your business. So you may want to look into that. Figure out a way to bring them on as a permanent customer, a semi-permanent customer, or a contract customer. Okay. So you got to find out what the right ratio is for you. Okay. And the companies with the lower bid hit ratios, a lot of companies that do probably a lot of negotiations, like I said, a lot of maintenance work, smaller type repair work, and things like that. So let's go ahead. We got some bid hit ratios revealed to industries, okay? And then you can see how you guys compare to the averages observed around the country. Okay, so general contractors bid hit ratio on public works is 6-1 to 10-1, right? So for every 6 jobs on the low end, they're getting 1. For every 10 jobs on the high end, they're landing 1. And you hear it all the time in our industry. Oh, it's a numbers game. I need to bid at least 10 jobs to get one of them. When I was bidding work, I didn't actually bid that way. I didn't play the numbers game. I wasn't impressed by, bidding on $1 million worth of work that week and only land one job. That wasn't impressive for me. I spent more time, instead of spending more time working on numbers, that process I have down. That process, I have systems in place for that. I spent more time focusing on the jobs that was right for my company at the time that I was bidding on it, or the time that I was actually going to start the work, right? So another private bid work is lowest end is 4-1 to 6-1. Negotiated work is 2-1 to 4-1. Subcontractor bid ratio. A lot of you guys fall into this category. So look at your numbers, okay? Public works 7-1 to 11-1. So 7-1 is the lowest, as high as 11-1. 11-1. Man, once again, you're focusing on the number game there. Private work, 4-1 to 6-1. Kind of go back the same with generals. Negotiated work, 3-1 to 4-1. Okay. So finding that right bid hit ratio is very important for your operation, right? 35-1 is too high. And 1-1 is just too damn impossible, right? In today's competitive market. So get into knowing and tracking your bid hit ratio. I have an actual spreadsheet on the website that you can actually start implementing into your company to start tracking your bid hit ratio. Okay, so check it out. Check us out. Good to see you guys. We'll be back with some more great information. Make sure you check out our website, www.constructionentrepreneurs.com. We're located in Southern California, but we're doing classes all over the state. As long as we get enough students to attend any class that we're hosting, then we will have the class in any location, any city. Okay? Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, and make sure you tune back in. If you have any questions, you have any concerns, leave your comments. I do my best to get back to you guys, get you guys with some answers, get you guys back out there rocking and rolling. See you soon. And remember, no one can stop you forever hustling hard. Hustle hard, guys.